Hey girlies, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Rachel, and you're listening to the Game Day Girlies. Hello, Game Day Girlies. Welcome back to another episode of the Game Day Girlies. Another week.
Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, another day, another dollar. Not a great weekend if you were a team in the top 10 that lost, especially for me. So yeah, I not well. If anyone wanted to know how I'm doing, not well.
I'm unwell.
Unwell. I'm very unwell, but it is what it is. What do I always say?
There's always next week.
There's always next week.
There's always next week. There's always the next game.
And here we are, me needing to take my own advice. All right. Well, before we get to next week, which I really do want to get to because I really hate this week. So first off, we have our recap of week 6 games. And I know, Jess, you were saying that we had a really slow week. Not slow.
They made me eat my words. These teams made me eat these words.
This was your Super Bowl of a week because it was
so
many upsets.
Good upset, man.
Except for whenever it's Alabama. That's not the good upsets, but that's okay. All right. So first and foremost, Alabama at Vanderbilt. We gave Vanderbilt their first ever win versus a top 5 opponent. Nevertheless, while being number 1. And I said this. I said, why are we number 1?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I feel like being number 1 sometimes is a curse.
It's a curse.
Yeah, because you have nowhere else to go but the opposite direction. And you
exactly.
Don't want that.
And then you just become you're just a target on everyone's out to get you. So whatever. 35 to 40. Vanderbilt shocked the world. Congratulations to all of you in Nashville.
I'm going to put you out of your misery.
Thank you so much. I was like, please, come on. No, somebody's. Another game.
Luckily, we survived this crazy week. We being Clemson, we were at Florida State, and we did win. So shout out to Dabo. This win made him the winningest ACC coach in history, passing Bobby Bowden in Florida State. So poetic. But we won 29-13. And I was a little disappointed in my team. Though we won, they didn't look like they have been. So, and I do think DJ, I think this should be said. I think he lost his QB1 with this game. Because
one thing about the signs in Tallahassee, I thought I did, have some things to say about, Cal and College Game Day being in Cal. They definitely did their thing with the signs, but the signs that I saw at Florida State for this game specifically, asking you guys to take him back with you, that was honestly insane.
We don't want him. We don't want him.
They said, Clemson, take DJ back with you. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, no. So I do think even though they lost, the quarterback looked better than DJ. So good for him and them, and we'll see where that goes whenever his injury is fixed.
Yeah. Maybe they'll get a win. Okay, so we have next game, we have Ole Miss versus South Carolina. Ole Miss came back and did their big one. What city is this? What city is this? Columbia, South Carolina? Is that the name of the city? Yes. He did his big one and he got his 100th win. Congratulations, Lane. And sorry to South Carolina, as if y'all needed anything else to happen.
Yeah, we didn't need.
So
they're good. They're fine. They were fine down there. You know what I mean? All's well.
You say, what's a little rain?
What's a little rain? And then our last game from last week was Miami versus Cal, and I stayed up for this game. Why? I don't know, but it was actually really, really good. And I was so upset obviously because I wanted Miami to lose, but because Cal did so good and they looked so good for them to fumble the bag at the literal last second. So
this is the second time the second week in a row where Miami has
been
figured
saved.
out, been literally saved by a replay. This is so. When are we going? Is Miami good? Or are they lucky?
Or are they paying? Are they good? Or are they paying?
Okay, well, I didn't throw any of those accusations up.
I did,
but
I did.
She said, "Let it be known."
Like, who did they pay this week?
Who did they pay? Well, okay, while Miami avoided an upset, there were 7 other teams in the top 25 that did not. We already talked about Alabama. We can move on. Arkansas upset number 4 at the time, Tennessee, in Fayetteville. And, the way that I was watching this game was, well, if we lose, y'all have to lose too. So
you're like, that's what I say. It's like anything to keep you guys in it. I feel that. Keep it going.
Yes. If y'all lose, then we lose, y'all lose. It has to be. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. So congratulations to Arkansas. Texas A&M and Missouri. So Missouri was 9 at the time. Texas A&M whooped Mizzou. This was crazy.
I was shocked. Yeah, I was actually shocked at how big of a deficit this game was. I was like,
they came out swinging. It was wild, but it was. There also the memes around this game were crazy, talking about how Missouri was a fraud. I was like, whoa, whoa.
Where did this come from?
Like, oh my God, a fraud. Like, dang, okay.
Oh gosh. Then we had the last one. We had last year's national championship rematch. So Washington got their get back against Michigan. And again, I just love to say that the Big Ten loves to choke, and they do. And here they are. But actually, I don't know if we can really even count this as an upset because Michigan came into the game as a 1.5 point underdog, which is shocking to me since they were ranked 10 and Washington was unranked. So that's a little fishy to me.
Suspect.
But Michigan did fall to Washington 27-17. Another kind of big deficit there. Not major, but nice little gap.
Yeah, all of these games, they're upsets for a reason. They should not have even been this.
Yeah.
Anyways, here we are. So the last game that we'll talk about, because there's just so many. Minnesota upsets number 11 at the time, because we all know that none of these things are going to be the same. Nothing was ever the same. Is that what Drake said?
Yeah, nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same. Well, fitting. Okay, Minnesota upsets number 11 at the time, USC 24-17. Now, this game felt, I don't know, just kind of felt weird. I don't know. I also don't feel like USC should have been
11.
Yeah,
so that's what I was going to say. So
that was, for me, I was like, we can just cut it off here because it didn't really feel like this is where y'all were supposed to be in the first place.
So it makes it that y'all lost. No, I agree. But yeah, whatever. And then there are 2 more upsets. SMU beats Louisville, and then Syracuse upsets UNLV in overtime.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yes. UNLV. Wow. You got. Let's talk about UNLV.
Yes. I do want to also say for the rankings last week, they and Texas A&M were ranked 25. That was not included on our graphic for last week. rankings.
Oh, there was a tie.
Yeah, so there was a tie. So wanted to clarify that, which is why that is like such a big upset too. But yes, want to clarify that. But moving to UNLV.
UNLV. So if you haven't heard, there was this quarterback, Matthew, how do you say his last name? Sluka?
Sluka, I think. Yeah.
Yes, Sluka. Anyways, he was a quarterback at UNLV QB1, transferred from Holy Cross, and essentially played his 3 games. This happened a couple of weeks ago, and decided that he was going to take a redshirt year because of a dispute around a $100,000 payment that was allegedly supposed to be paid to him from the school for his
NIL.
likeness.
Yeah.
Yes, for him to come there. So after this dispute, I guess, was not resolved after the 3rd week of play, Mr. Sluka has decided that he is going to take a redshirt year and sit out the rest of the season and transfer, which is unprecedented.
Mm-hmm.
This has never happened before, and opens up a lot of questions and kind of commentary around what is NIL, what are the parameters, how can schools pay athletes,
Mm-hmm.
how are athletes protected? There's a million questions.
Yeah.
So I think one thing I really like didn't think about was the non-money aspect of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if a player in the middle of their season, or kind of the beginning of the season, because in football, if you have 5 games is the cap. So if you play less than 5 games, then you can redshirt and you retain your eligibility for that year. If an athlete decides, they wake up and say, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do this. I think I can go somewhere else and get more money. Or if they decide that essentially their value has decreased or even increased, and they want to go to another school, or they want to sit out and say, you know what, I'm going to develop, so that way I still have 4, I can use this year to just develop, and then I can get more money next year. That is essentially a possibility. Yeah. Whereas in the past, red shirts were used for
injuries,
freshmen and really injuries. Yeah. Yes, if you got injured, you take a red shirt so that you didn't lose your eligibility. True freshmen came in, they wanted to usually it was kind of a team and athlete decision to redshirt, to just develop and get some time under your belt, blah blah blah. But now it's a money play.
I think so. The redshirt cap has increased in recent years. So used to be, if you played, I think it was 3 games.
Yeah.
That was your year. And now they've increased it even more to 5. And so it's, to me, why are we treating college? I've said it before, I'll say it again. Why are we treating college like the NFL? Like, that's pretty much all this is. No, you can't transfer mid-season like in the NFL, or like be picked up mid-season like the NFL, but essentially
because there's literal school.
Right, because they're in school. But like, that's like, this is what he's basically doing. He's basically like, I'm done and I'm set to transfer and like go somewhere else. And so I feel like we're losing so much integrity in the sport. And like, for a school like UNLV, no shade or anything, but it's like, what are we, like, no shade to UNLV. They're performing well, they look good and all of that, but it's like, you're going to a school that is not known for, or hasn't been traditionally known for football anyway, and now you're having the chance to play. You have a chance with the new playoff like platform to end up in the playoffs,
right?
And this is something that you didn't have before, because UNLV wasn't always getting that credit. They were in one of those conferences where you weren't always getting the visibility
they
or
were,
like the credit.
Group of 5.
Right. So it's like now this is a year where you have a chance. Y'all are performing well. You're getting kind of that credit, that visibility. And now you're like, no, I'm good. Like, one, that's going to show the schools that you probably want to go to that can probably afford to give you the NIL deal that you're looking for.
Right.
A side eye, because you have no loyalty. It's like you can just up and quit on us the next day if you want to and do this again. And then 2, it's also like, go to someone that appreciated you from Holy Cross. You know what I'm saying?
I think, okay, but the issue here also is that we don't really have all of the details.
Right.
What we do know is that there was no signed agreement.
Mm-hmm.
What we also do know is that this man had an agent, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, you have an agent, and agents are typically lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
that's usually a lawyer.
Yeah.
So why is there no written record of said agreement? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't expect anybody to pay me any money without any type of understanding, contracts, something in writing. Like, what exactly happened here? So this to me was very suspect to start with, because I'm like, how this is an under the table deal, but obviously, and okay, allegedly in my head, I'm thinking this is something y'all were talking at the bar, something, okay, assistant
getting
coach,
dinner,
this is apparently
wine.
Exactly. And apparently, because this is between the assistant coach. This is not even the head coach that are that's doing all this wheeling and dealing.
Right.
Y'all were sitting at dinner and you said, hey, I'm going to give your boy $100,000 if he comes.
Here.
And they were like, oh, bet. And then they started playing and they were like, oh, I did all these workouts. And I've been on this campus and I've been taking these pics. And where's my money?
Just give me my money.
Where's my money? And so I feel like, and then they were like, okay, well then, bye. I feel like it's just the wild, wild west. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, I just feel like this is the dangers of NIL. Like, we're literally giving people, students, and like even coaching the opportunity to treat it like a mini draft, and that's not what college football is about at all, or wasn't about. And so it's just like, why is there even a lawyer involved? Like, we're going to school. We're going to school, for crying out loud. Like,
yes.
Why do I have an agent? Why do I have a lawyer? Like, this just feels like a lot to me. I mean, obviously, if they said they were going to give you the money and like y'all had some kind of agreement, like, they should honor that. But at the same time, it's like, you have an opportunity to potentially do more and make more and have more visibility than you've ever had in past seasons. So now it's like, what are you losing out on? Like, you're going to enter the transfer portal, but not saying he won't get picked up. He might. He performed well, went 3-0, looked good. So not saying he won't get picked up, but like, what if you don't? And now it's like, what was that for? What did you do that for?
And I mean, on the flip side also, like, if I'm an athlete looking to come to UNLV, like, maybe I'm looking at y'all a little sideways. Like, what are y'all's values? Are y'all like promising stuff that you can't make good on, or just out here, like, what's happening? Are you taking advantage of? So that's, I think there's probably some litigation to come, and at that point, I'm sure that they will lay out all the facts for all of us to
figure out,
set forth. But for now,
this also though brings up another thing. Like, I think there needs to be, especially like with all these NIL, there needs to be a transfer. We need to stop letting people redshirt and be 29 in college playing football.
Okay, well, yeah. No, okay, yes.
Like,
now,
we need to have
there
some
does we do need to have some regulation. I think my thing is that the age factor is wild to me. Like there really should just be like a hard number. There's
stop.
no reason that a 25-year-old man is playing against an 18-year-old. There's no reason.
Yeah.
That is insane to me, and it's dangerous in my opinion. Now, my only like issue around the caps types of situations is that like staff and coaches, they don't have a cap. So you think about like going through, just whenever you are going through your recruitment and you are making a decision initially to go to the first school that you decide on, you don't go into that season or go into that school year thinking that this is going to be your only season here and that you're going to transfer, right? Things happen.
Yeah.
Coaches leave, and I think that probably that first time that you transfer is like really hard. And I feel like I'm trying to think of something to compare it to, but then it's like, after the second time you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. I feel like with kids, like, and moms, I've never had a child, but I assume that people that had multiple kids, they forgot about how bad it was the first time. And then they did it again. And then they were like, oh, this is terrible. But then you have a great baby. And then they do it again. They're like, oh my God, this is terrible. But then, so it's like, that. It's like that. So it's like, you think about like, oh, this is going to be like, you don't go into it like so ready to leave, and things happen. But also there needs to be some accountability around like programs too, because it's not fair to athletes for them to be stuck. Because right now we're on the other end of the spectrum. Before NIL and before the transfer portal, you could not go, and coaches were leaving willy-nilly, and you were stuck. And if you transferred, then you had to sit out for a year, you lost a year, like all these things. And now we're on the other end of the spectrum where you can truly do whatever you want, and it is crazy. So like, yes, I do believe that there should be some type of regulation, but it has to come from both sides, and it cannot be too restrictive to the athletes, which is what it was before, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. I just feel like in situations like this, where it's like, that isn't necessarily the situation potentially, like you're just leaving because of whatever. I just think in those situations where it's like, like, I don't know, like that, I totally get the environment is different. It wasn't what you expected, or coach left or whatever. Definitely understand that, but I don't know.
I feel like it's weird to think about, because if we were to put this, and I know that this is different because this is college, right? Like, and what I'm about to use is a non-college example, but like, we're free to go and leave our jobs. Like, again, this is college. It's not the same, but essentially every other kind of avenue, you have free will in a way. So how do you like protect the integrity of the game, but also give the athletes like kind of the right to do what's in their best interest?
No, I actually think that's a good comparison, even though it's not. I mean, because it is a job now. They're getting paid, so they're kind of, a lot of them are looking at it through that lens. Whereas like before, it was like, am I getting a good education? Is this a healthy environment? Like all that kind of thing. Now it's like a lot of people are going into it for like a job mindset. So I think that was a good comparison. But the NIL is a topic that we just never get tired of.
I know. I feel like it comes up every single week. Like something crazy happens every single week. And also, Jess, have you watched that docu-series on Amazon about LSU and like their NIL department?
No, it's on my to-watch list though.
It is so good. Please watch it. We will, after you watch it, we will discuss, because it certainly gives a lot of insights on how the college like programs themselves are supporting, I can't say programs, how LSU's program is supporting athletes in their NIL journey. And it is refreshing after hearing all of the wild, crazy ridiculousness of the reality of what's happening, to see how athletes are being supported at LSU and how essentially the university is trying to get them as much money as they can and make sure that they know how to manage that money. So yeah, we will discuss that in depth, but it is so good. So if you haven't, if anybody hasn't watched it
this week,
yeah, watch it this week. It's a good one.
Okay.
It's a good one. But you can't watch it this weekend because our lineup of games is crazy. So get it done this week.
No, I'll do it this week during the week. But speaking of lineup of games, we do have a crazy, crazy week, another long list of games. So we're excited. Good matchups. And just to kind of recap where we landed last week, both Rachel and I went 3-1. So Rachel is sitting at 21-5 overall, and I am 16-10 overall.
Damn, Alabama. They just, oh my God.
I know, that would have been my first undefeated week.
Oh my God.
It's okay.
Just
it's
crazy. All right. So first up, we have the rightful number one team, Texas, at 18, Oklahoma. We have the Red River rivalry.
I'm actually so sad that like all these crazy rivalries
a month and a half early.
Yeah, it makes me sad, but whatever.
It does make me sad. But they're bringing back the Texas A&M rivalry, which had stopped whenever A&M joined the SEC. So that is what we will see in rivalry week.
Yay!
So I guess we have to see that. I'm just kidding. This is going to be a great game. Yeah, this is going to be a great game. This is a neutral site game, so they're going to play at the AT&T Stadium. Oh my God, in Dallas.
Cowboys.
So that is. He's like, who plays there? Whoops. So yes, a neutral site game. I am picking Texas. Period. No, I can't. They're gonna win. Yeah. I really hope they win. Quinn is expected to be back, so there'll be a lot of hype around this game. I'm really surprised that they are not doing game day here. So
yes,
but
I am really excited for this game for Quinn. I'm rooting for him to retain his spot, and so I'm really hoping that he comes out and holds it down. I am also going for Texas. I love Brent Venables, but they've just been struggling a little bit they just can't figure it out. Good. They can't figure it out on offense. Defense is a little inconsistent, and they need to regroup and try again. So love you, Brent, but maybe next season. And I'm going with Texas for this one.
And I'm sorry, this game is at the Cotton Bowl, not at AT&T Stadium. So that's my bad. But it is in Dallas.
No worries. Next game we have is ESPN Game Day, and it will be number 2 Ohio State versus number 3 Oregon State. Well, kind of going back, I'm backtracking, but that's maybe why it's not ESPN Game Day, because it's neutral site. You know, they like to go to campuses. But anyway, that's beside the point.
I don't know. I mean, have you been to Dallas during this game?
No.
And it's during the state fair, those turkey legs.
Crazy. Wait, speaking of turkey, have you seen that on TikTok, how they're saying turkey legs is ham?
I have seen that. And I just can't give it any space in my brain, because what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, that is like so irrelevant, but it just made me.
No, it's the truth. Like,
oh my gosh,
these people are crazy.
And then comparing it next to an actual turkey, them legs are skinny.
Like, have y'all seen a turkey leg?
It's bone. Anyway, I'm sorry. That was such a tangent. Okay, so number 2,
I'll just say, like, you need to go to the Texas State Fair and then watch.
Leg.
Yes,
and watch the game.
Watch the game. Exactly. Go watch the game. Go watch it.
Oh gosh. Okay, so number 2, Ohio State at number 3, Oregon. This is ESPN Game Day, and they will be in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Ohio State's first real test, and I think that Oregon is gonna win. I say that because they're playing very, very, very well. They look good. But this is also a big test for them in the Big Ten. This is their first time, first season in the Big Ten, and yeah. But I'm going with Oregon. I just don't think Ohio State really has played anybody and has been tested this season to pull out a win.
I also am picking Oregon. Agreed. Ohio State I don't know. They're just meh.
Yeah.
So
they haven't played outstanding either. Like, even when they've been playing, like, they're just there. Like, it's nothing
they're just
overwhelmingly great. So, yeah. Okay.
I agree. Yes. I'm like, I don't
Moving
know.
on.
Nah. Okay, next we have South Carolina at Alabama, number 7, Alabama. You know what? I'm very pissed off at them, but I'm still going to pick them. So,
Obviously.
Alabama. Yeah.
Naturally. I'm also upset because I picked them last week and they didn't win, but they're going to
literally ruined your undefeated.
Yeah,
like,
I'm actually...
that you were plotting against. Like, that, unacceptable.
They let me down. But it's okay. I am going for them this week because, as I say, I cannot in my right mind pick South Carolina. That will never, ever happen. And if I do, somebody please call somebody and check on me. Yeah, because
gotta take you in against your will, because obviously something is wrong.
Involuntary. So I am also picking Alabama, but y'all will bounce back this week. You need a little, shake up. That's okay. Next game we have is number 10. Can we just? I'm so happy. We're in the top 10. Number 10, Clemson at Wake Forest. I am obviously going with Clemson, and I don't feel like I have to say much about it.
She said that's that. Period. Dot. I'm also gonna pick Clemson. I think that y'all have gotten your loss out of the way. I think everybody had to do it. It'll just be a matter of time. I think a lot of teams this year are not going to be undefeated, and they're gonna have good losses. But I think y'all already got yours out the way. So Clemson, hallelujah! And then I'm just hoping and praying that we got ours out the way.
You did. That's what I said. You just need a little shake up. That was it. You're done.
Yeah,
it's over.
Ask me about next week, because that'll be okay. That'll be Tennessee. Okay, so next up we have number 9 Ole Miss at number 13 LSU. This game was gonna be the death of me. Oh my God. I'm picking LSU because I want to have a happy home.
Fair.
And Jordan, I love you so much. So LSU.
I love that. I have been waiting for a game all season.
I knew this. And you have been waiting. You have been waiting for a time in order to cause havoc. And here you have your havoc.
I am going with Ole Miss to beat LSU at home. I mean, even if LSU, to me, I feel like this is a pretty even match game, so it could really go either way. But I have been waiting and anticipating for a time when me and Jordan can have a little bit of beef. So this is the time, and I'm going with Ole Miss. And then our last game for this week is the Big 12 matchup that I've been waiting for.
I'm waiting for this too.
I'm excited. We have number 18 Kansas State at Colorado. They are both 4-1, and I fear Colorado is not getting the their kudos that they should be getting this year. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that they beat up on Colorado beat up on Kansas State, and that is why I'm going with Colorado. That's the end of it. I'm going with Colorado.
Okay. I don't know. I have been literally going back and forth with this one, and I'm oh my God, are y'all gonna call me names if I pick Kansas State? I feel like y'all are gonna come for me. It's not you, it's the others. I'm picking Kansas State because I want to win. I do feel like they're gonna win, but yeah, they're gonna call me. They're gonna call me all the naysayers and the haters and stuff. Like, whatever. I'm picking Kansas State, but I do think it'll be a close game. Like, I think it'll be a good game, and it's also at Colorado. So, yeah, I won't be mad if Colorado wins, but I am gonna pick.
Yeah,
Kansas State.
They're both coming off a bye week, so they should be well rested and well prepared. And I think this is going to be a really, really good game.
Are they playing at like 10 p.m. again?
Probably, but let me double check.
I just can't with the late games. This is not what I anticipated whenever I moved to the East Coast.
I know that was the benefit of.
That's the part that is really messing with me.
Yeah, that was the benefit of being back in Cali, because
in California you would wake up at 9 a.m. and there's football on. It was the dream.
Yeah, it is a 10-15 game. So.
Oh my God, I just can't do it. My God, you're going to catch me on college football final.
I was about to say,
on
just
Sunday.
Catch the highlights. Just catch the highlights.
Oh my God, I just don't know if I can keep my eyes open for that long.
I was struggling this week with Miami Cal. I was like,
oh my God.
It was rough.
It's going to be a good game too. So sad.
Okay, well. But those are all the games we have. As always, don't forget to vote on our polls that we'll have out for you guys. And then we will also start doing a where to watch for you all. So you have that.
Yes.
Had a couple questions come to me about where can I watch it? What station is it on? What time does it come on? Blase, blase, blah.
It also is hard to keep up with because some of these games are on Peacock, on streaming. Like, how would I know that?
Yeah. So we got you covered. It will be on our story with the polls. So look out for that as well.
Yes. Hallelujah. We are done with this week because
poor Rachel. I was worried about you, girl.
I was going through it. I just kind of went into a little shell, but it's okay. I'm back now for the most part.
I had to tap in and be like, hey, how y'all doing?
Are you okay?
How are you doing over there?
You good? He's like, I'm still here. I'm just poor Jordan. He was just like, can I get you anything? I was like, please, just
stop.
And then he was like, wow. He was watching the highlights. And wow, I was like, why are you yelling? He's like, oh, Jane, that was a crazy catch. I'm like, shut up. Like, are you serious? Like, really?
You're not
right
helping.
Now is when you want to recap the game? Like, do this on your own time whenever I'm not here. Like, please, just
do it on your way to work.
Yes, like, oh my God. And he was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, just don't let it happen again.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yes, no, but
new week. It's a new week. They're gonna do great. But as always, we love all of the comments, likes, shares, everything. Keep posting, reposting, all the things. Don't forget to get your merch if you haven't already. We will be having some new goodies coming soon. So look out for that. And I think that's it.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
But yeah, we'll be back next week. And as always, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye, Game Day girlies.